The Massillon Tiger Football Museum proudly presents the combining of film and audio to create this unique historical record of the 1954 state championship clash between the Bulldogs of Canton and the Tigers of Massillon. 43 years of memories of that 59th game can now be relived and seen again thanks to the following people. Ken Lorch, he found the missing reel of film for the first half. Dr. Immel, he preserved the reel-to-reel audio tape of the game. Joel Cunningham, he designed and printed the video cassette box insert cover. John Smith, he preserved the Tiger Swing Band films. And to yours truly, Ron Prunty, who did the film, the video transfers, and video editing. And now let's go back to 1954, and while we enter the stadium, let's tune our radio to WHBC 1480 AM and listen to the pregame lineups with Jim Muzzy and Bob Kraling. Here is your ticket, and here is your program. Enjoy the game.
Officials are now out on the field. The two teams apparently are going to wait until the very last minute before they break onto the field. And that's very understandable with a wet, soggy field such as there is, and with just a mist of a rain still coming down. So for a last-minute check of the starting lineups, we're going to turn the microphone back to Jim Muzzy. Jim, how about it?
All right, Bob. Running down through the lineups very quickly, the McKinney Bulldogs won the toss of the coin, chose to kick off to the Massillon Tigers. McKinney has the wind of their back, will defend the goal to our left of the north goal here at Tiger Stadium. For the Massillon Tigers, the offensive lineup. At left end, Bob Williams. The left tackle, Chuck Hill. At left guard, Russ Meyer. Center, Tom Spicer. At right guard, Joe Holloway. Bob Williams, Big Bob Williams at right tackle. And Ken Lorch at right end. The backfield, the Tom Harps Tigers will have Rich Crescent at quarterback. At left half, Homer Floyd. Right half, Jerry Yoder. And at fullback, Ronald Bokel. For the McKinney Bulldogs defensively, at the left end spot, Horace Harris. Left tackle, John Kaparis. At the middle guard, Reuben Bell. Right tackle, Gerald Patrick. And at right end, Ernie Sheeler. Backing up the line, on the left will be Jim Dreher. In the middle, Chuck Clausen. And on the right, Dick Fatch. The halfbacks, left half will be Ronnie Perdue. The right half, Bob Williams. And the safety man for the Bulldogs will be John Goodrich. The teams have still not come out on the field to start the ball game. According to our watch, it's 2 o'clock. The officials are shaking hands with the coaches down here on the sideline. The Massillon band is now out ready to let the Massillon Tiger football team come in through their ranks, and we're still waiting for them to make their appearance. Thanks, Bob. Nate Harris puts the ball down on the 40-yard for the Bulldogs. He'll kick from the north goal here at Tiger Stadium. McKinney's wearing their red jerseys, white pants, white helmets. Massillon in black jerseys, orange helmets, and black pants. Most of the Tigers, however, have rain pants on, which will keep. And there's the boot. It's a long, low kick going down to the 10-yard line. It's taken down there by Stavroff. He hands it off for a fake handoff to Floyd. Stavroff coming up this side. He's to the 40. He is to the 50. He's to the midfield side, but he's brought down on the McKinney 42 by Ronnie Perdue. And they pulled a beautiful fake with Floyd. The whole McKinney ball club followed Floyd on the fake on a handoff from Stavroff. And Stavroff kept it himself. And that's what the Bulldogs will have to watch today. They key too much on Floyd. This Tiger team will roll with their other back. All right, McKinney on the defense now. It's on the 42-yard line of the Bulldogs. Tigers have the ball. Preston, the quarterback, up under center. He takes the ball, pitches it out to Floyd. He's trying to sweep the end. He goes to the 45. He's down to the 40, and he's brought down on the 40-yard line by Patrick and Dreher. Floyd brought down on the 40-yard stop of the Bulldogs. And the ball's put down on the 39-yard line when they umpile. And there is the McKinney man, Jim Dreher, who is shaken up on the play. And he gets up very slowly. And he collapses again. And Coach Wade Watts goes in. And Dreher, who hasn't been hurt all season, was hurt slightly in one ball game, and now gets up to his feet, and Coach Watts comes in. Apparently he was hit hard, and he seems to be dizzy. He shakes his head down there. He was hit that way in one ball game earlier this season. He was out for just a couple of plays. All other ball games he's played all the way when he had to. Now time is out on the field. And the McKinley Bulldogs won the toss of the coin, chose to kick to the Massillon Tigers, hoping for a breakdown deep in the Massillon territory on this wet field. Massillon fooled them on a fake handoff to Floyd, with Stavros going way down to the McKinley 42 on the first kickoff. And now it's on the 39-yard line of the Bulldogs, where it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. Time out on the field, and the Tigers have made the first big move in this ball game. And Dreher is going to be taken out of the ball game. He's McKinley's blocking back. He goes out under his own power. Will apparently be given a rest here, and we'll see who the defensive man will be to replace him in there. Coach Wade Watts surveys his bench here now, and it is Ronald Jack coming in the ball game. Ronald Jack, who will come in for the Bulldogs. Wait a moment. Ronnie Carnahan is the boy coming in to back up the line. Carnahan backs up the middle of McKinley's line. Clausen on the left now in place of Dreher. Preston spotting the play from the T quarterback spot. Preston takes the ball, gives off to Floyd through the tackles. He gets about 2 or 3 yards down to the 37-yard line. Stopped there by Reuben Bell. Floyd on a quick opener over the tackle gets to the 37. It's 3rd down and 5 to go. Coming in the ball game now is Williams in place of Canary, who was in there for a play at left end, and Coach Tom Harp is using his left end spot for his messenger service. And now Floyd goes out on the left flank wide. Floyd way wide on the left flank. Preston calling the play from the quarterback spot. Preston gets the ball, gives it off now to Buckle, and there's out in the open. He goes down to the 31-yard line. Carrying the ball this time was Yoder, the right half, not Buckle, down to the 31 for 1st down. They are keying on Floyd, and these other backs are making the yardage. Twice now in a row, they keyed on Floyd when he went out on the flank. And the Bulldogs can't afford to let that boy go because he can go all the way. Jim Dreher is now back in the ball game, and Carnahan goes out. And it's 1st down on the McKinley 31 in favor of the Massillon Tigers. Odd T formation bottom line. Yoder goes out on the right flank now. Preston's calling the play. McKinley in a 5-3-2-1 defensive lineman. Preston gives to Floyd. He's hit for a loss. Breaking through there beautifully, Big John Compar hits him on the 34-yard line before he could get moving. Compar broke through there to make the tackle on the 34, and it's 2nd down and 13 now for Massillon on the McKinley 34-yard strike. The stands are pretty well jammed. We don't see any empty seats now. The folks are now in the stands. And now Floyd goes out on the right flank, and again, the Tigers use him as a wide flanker. Preston's calling the play. Preston's goes back for a throw. He's being rushed. He throws it over the head of the right halfback, Jerry Yoder. Covering over there was Jim Dreher. Incomplete forward pass. Canary comes in for Williams at left end. 3 and 13. 3rd down, 13 now for the Tigers on the McKinley 34-yard strike. As far as we can tell, it is not raining, but it's cold and chilly out there. The Massillon Tigers now put their state championship flag up on the pole to our left. Preston calling the play from the quarterback position. He takes the ball. There's a pitch out now wide to Yoder. Nice block throw, and Yoder slips as he tries to cut past Bob Williams, the defensive right half. Yoder slips down on the 32-yard line. That was a belly play. Belly play to Ronald Bokel, the fullback, in over left tackle, and then a pitch to Yoder, the right half. Replaced by Tom Stevens now at right half for the Tigers. The ball's on the 33. 4th down and 12 to go for Massillon on the McKinley 33-yard line. Let's see what they pull out here. Tight T formation for Massillon. Preston's calling the play. And there's a flag down, and a McKinley lineman broke, and there's the punt. Going down into the end zone. It is rolling to the 2, and the whistle calls the play dead. There's a flag down. Massillon went into its punt formation shift, and one of the McKinley line penetrated, so it's an offside on the Bulldogs. McKinley outside, making it 4th down and 7 now for the Tigers. 4th and 7 on the McKinley 28. One of the McKinley men made contact with the Massillon lineman. In goes Yoder in place of Stevens at right half as Stevens comes out now, and the Tigers are trying to go for that 7 now. Their punter went in. Now they're going to try to go. 4th and 7 to go. Yoder's out on the right flank. Crescent's calling the play. He goes back to throw it, so drive through the middle, and they don't make it. Buckle on a draw play down the middle. The Bulldogs take over on the 25-yard line. A draw play, Reuben Bell and Bob Williams weren't pulled out on the play, and they fill up that hole on the draw as Crescent went back to throw. Now the Bulldogs have the ball offensively on their own 25, and we'll see how they can go on Tiger Stadium turf offensively. The lineman for Massillon now is 6 defensive lines, a 6-1-4 defensive lineman. There's a handoff to Goodrich, and it goes to Nate Harris, and he stumbles over a man. There was a big hole to the left, but he stumbles. He went just up to about the 27-yard line, went to the 27 for a gain of 2 yards on the play. A fake handoff to Conahan, the right half, and a handoff to Nate Harris, and he hit over left tackle, stumbled and fell. Oscar Jackson comes in now at fullback for Nate Harris. 2nd down and 8 for McKinley. Massillon using a 5-man line now, a 5-3, a 5-4-2. Goodrich gets the ball. He's looking for a receiver. He's got plenty of time. He throws one out to Conahan, but it's way over his head. Conahan took a long time to break, and Goodrich had a lot of time to throw. But it is an incomplete forward pass because Goodrich overthrew his target. So it's 3rd and 8. The ends were covered on the play. Conahan was wide open, but he was out taking too long to break, and Goodrich couldn't quite get the ball to him. So it's 3rd down 8 on the McKinley 27, and the Bulldogs now have lost it down and will have to work hard to get this 1st down. Singlewing strong to the right. The ball goes directly back. It's a quick kick by Nate Harris over the heads of the Tiger backs. It's a high kick, and it rolls. It's going to roll dead on the Tiger 30, 25, 21-yard line. Rolls dead on the Tiger 21. A quick kick by Nate Harris, a high one, which didn't roll too far after it hit. And so Coach Wade Watts' Bulldogs, playing for a break, kicked on 3rd down, and Massillon now has the ball offensively again on their own 21. 1st down, 10 to go, the ball on the inbound line nearest this sideline marker. Wide over the ball at center goes Tom Spicer for Massillon. Crescent's calling the play. Out on the right flank is Jerry Yoder. Crescent gets the ball, gives it to the big fullback. He's up through the middle, makes nice yardage, up over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Ronnie Bokel through the middle for a good gain on the play at 2nd down and 4. Chuck Clausen made the tackle on the play. Canary goes in for Williams at left end for Massillon. Spicer over the bottom center. Floyd is out on the left flank now. And Bob Williams, the big right half, was out to flank with him. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent gets the ball, gives it off to Yoder, the right half. He makes shot. He's down to the 30. He's picking up speed. He's down to the 35, the 40, and goes to the 43-yard line. Right half, Yoder goes to the 43-yard line on a nice carry, stopped by Williams and Brer and Gerald Patrick. It's the 1st down for Massillon, their 2nd 1st down of the afternoon. And they're making yardage off the tackles. When they put Floyd out on the flank, it seems to do something to the McKinley defense. Bob Williams, the left end, is split wide about 15 yards to the left. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent gets the ball, gives off to Floyd. Floyd's hit hard. Doesn't get any far. They're keying on him. You can tell the way they hit that boy on the 43-yard line. Chuck Clausen was in there with Jim Dreher. They're keying on Floyd, and they're letting the other Massillon backs move. And that's the way most of the ball clubs have done this season on this Massillon team, but Massillon has won their ball games nevertheless. Second down, 10 on the 43 for Massillon. They just made a first down. And now the right half, Yoder's out on the left flank. Crescent gets the ball. Gives off to Floyd. He's over right tackle. Brought down as he crosses the 45 to the 48-yard line. Yoder carries over right tackle. Dreher hits him there at that point. A nice get on the play by Floyd. Third down, 5 to go. Time called by the McKinley Bulldogs. And wide bounds. The left end, Williams split wide about 15 yards. Crescent's up under center. Crescent gets the ball. Gives it off to the right halfback, Yoder. He's through the line, over the midfield slot, down to the McKinley 48, very close to a first down. Brought down by Compar and Clausen. So it's a fourth down coming up, and about 2 on the 48-yard line. Fourth and about 1. Fourth and about 1. Yoder comes out and replaces him by Stevens, and Massillon will probably go into their punt formation play here again, and McKinley may be pulled offside. Fourth and about 1. Let's see what the Bulldogs do this time if they penetrate. There they drop. McKinley doesn't penetrate on this play. Stevens is back in the punt formation. There's the pass. He gets it off. A nice spiral kick to the far sideline. It goes out of bounds on the McKinley, and we're trying to pick up the yard marker on the 24-yard line. The Bulldogs take over on the 24. So it'll be first down 10 for McKinley on their own 24. They kicked from their own 27 the last time they had the ball. First down 10 on their own 24. Let's see what McKinley can do offensively now as Massillon goes on the defense. Massillon's using a 6-man line down here, a 6-1-4. 6-1-4, almost a 6-5 defensive lineman. Goodrich gets the ball. Hits over right tackle, piles up over the 25, goes to about the 26-yard line. On a running play with McKinley deep in their own territory, Massillon's not worried too much about passing, and they stop those line plays. Second down and 8 to go, again of a couple of yards on the play. Tackle on the play was made for the whole left side of the Massillon line. Now we got a 7-man line. And a handoff to Carnahan, the right half, and he's brought down for a loss on the 25-yard line. A 7-man Massillon line there, and a 7-4 defensive lineman. And Massillon's defensive switches here are causing the Bulldogs no end of trouble as they try to work out their blocking assignments against an ever-changing set of defenses set up with the Tigers. Now we got a 6-man line, a 6-1, 2-2 defensive lineman. Now it's a 7-4 again. Third down and 9 to go for the Bulldogs. A 7-4. Goodrich gets the ball, gives off to Nate Harris. He is dropped for a loss on the play. Back on the 23. Nate Harris dropped on the 23-yard line. And the Bulldogs have failed to gain a first down against this ever-changing defensive Massillon. It's fourth down and 11 to go now for McKinley. And McKinley will have to punt out again and let the Massillon Tigers move the ball offensively. If they could ever get it out of their territory, they might have a chance to go to the air and break up that tight Massillon defense. Why McKinley in their single wing strong to the right. Now they drop into punt formation. Massillon stays in position. Goodrich is back to about the 13-yard line. There's the snap of the ball. He gets it off. It's a punt coming up to about the midfield stripe, dropping in the 45 on Massillon, and rolls it to bounds on the Massillon 39-yard line. 39 is a flag down and a possible penalty coming up, and we'll see what that is in a moment. An offside call on McKinley on the play. An offside call on the Bulldogs, and Massillon will probably accept the penalty because it might mean a possible block punt. They keep pushing McKinley back. We'll see what they do. They are going to decline the penalty and take the football on the 39. So it's Massillon's ball on their own 39, and so far McKinley's offense has not been able to move against this changing Massillon defense. First down 10 for Massillon on their own 39-yard line. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go on the first period of a scoreless ball game. Crescent's calling the play for Massillon. Crescent gives off to the right halfback Yoder. He's off to the right, left tackle, goes to the outside. He's down to the 45, the midfield stripe, and he's brought down finally on the McKinley 44-yard line. Yoder going to the outside. Goodrich and Williams hit him out, and he carried all the way to the McKinley 43. And Massillon again has the ball in McKinley territory. Canary and Williams threw some key blocks in there. And now we notice Williams is in there and left in for Massillon's Tigers. Over the bottom center, there are two Williams on this ball club. We may confuse you at times. Crescent's calling play. First down 10 for Massillon on the McKinney 43. Crescent gives to the left half Floyd. He fumbles. It's the Bulldogs' ball on the 38-yard line. A break in the ball game. Goodrich covers for McKinley as Floyd fumbled when hit. Clausen also was in there. Clausen was the boy who hit Floyd on the play. So it's McKinley's ball upfield a bit more. Maybe they can work a little better, but they'll have to figure out a key on these Massillon defenses. Ball on the 37-yard line of McKinley. First and 10 to go. Single wing strong to the right. Massillon in a 3-7-4 again. Goodrich gets the ball. He heads over a big pile-up, drives over the 40, and boy, how they hit him on the 42. He's piled up there, piled up on the 42-yard line, and it's second down and 5, a gain of 5 yards on the play. The Bulldogs trying to get their power going. At halftime, Coach Wade Watts may be able to work some plan out to break through this defense, put up with the Tigers, to get McKinley's offense rolling a bit more. Single wing strong to the right, second and 5 for McKinney. Goodrich in the tail. Ball goes to Goodrich. Pass too big. Left end Ernie Sheeler, but the pass was too high. He went high in the air, and off his fingertips it went. Covering Stavroff and Floyd for the Massillon Tigers. So it's an incomplete forward. Third down and 5 now for McKinley on their 42. And again, they lose it down with an incomplete forward pass. Can they pick up enough to make their first down and keep this drive rolling a bit longer? Massillon goes into now a 6-man line, a 6-1-4. Goodrich takes the ball, gives it off to Nate Harris, and he's hit for a loss. And driving through there was Canary to hit him back on the 38-yard line. On the 38, and there's a foul, personal foul call on the play on Massillon. A personal foul call on the Massillon Tigers, a 15-yard penalty. That puts the ball down on the Massillon 47-yard line. Now break for the Bulldogs and a bad one for the Tigers. And the Tigers are breaking through there to take these lads from the McKinney backfield before they get the handoff secure. They're not letting him get started. And Goodrich goes back to throw. There's a flag down. A long pass out to big Hearns up, and he takes it down on the 16-yard line. But there's a flag down, and the Bulldogs may be called. They're going to call the play back. Offsides on McKinley. An offside penalty on McKinley. McKinley had taken it all the way down to the 16 on a pass from Goodrich to Big Herm Jackson. And that's a bad break for the Bulldogs. Wait a moment. Putting it back on the McKinley 48-yard line. They're wiping the ball off. It'll be first and 15. And the breaks switch back and forth in this ball game as these two fine football teams battle it out here. Single wing strong to the right from McKinley. Goodrich in the tail. Nate Harris in the fullback slot. Goodrich gets the ball. He carries around the right end. He's to the midfield slot, and he's hit hard as he crosses over to the 48-yard line of the Massillon Tigers. He carries to the Massillon 48, so it's second down and 11. Second down and 11. Stevens makes the tackle on the play for the Massillon Tigers. McKinley in a huddle on the 40-yard line. This is a battle for the state championship of Ohio, and these two teams want it very badly. Over the bottom center goes Ronnie Perdue. Single wing strong to the right. Massillon in a 7-man line. Goodrich gets the ball, goes back to throw. He throws one down the middle, but it's too long. way too long for Big Herm Jackson to pull in. Stevens and Floyd covering for the Massillon Tigers. And now it's 3rd and 11, and the Bulldogs will have to pull something out of the bag here to get something moving here for that 11 yards. It's a long way to go. Ball's on the 48-yard line, and Massillon 3rd down and 11 to go. This is the closest penetration the Bulldogs have made in this ball game so far. Most of the battle has been in McKinley territory. We have 58 seconds up to go in the first period. Singling to the right. Conahan goes in motion. A handoff to Nate Harris up the middle, and he's trapped and brought down on the 46-yard line. Nate Harris trying to go over the middle, and there's just no hole in that Massillon line. 7-man line stopping the Bulldog drive up the middle or over the tackle. So it's 4th and 9 now for McKinley. 4th and 9 for the Bulldogs. And that pass by Herm Jackson, nullified by the offside penalty, took the Bulldogs closest to the goal line today, but those don't count. Sandroff and Floyd down deep for this kick. Back into punt formation go the Bulldogs. Massillon stays onside. Goodrich goes back to the 45, waiting on the snap of the ball. He gets it. He gets it away. It's a nice kick going down to the 10. Taken on the 7 by Floyd. He fakes it and he's hit down beautifully down on the 7-yard line by Ernie Sheeler. He faked a handoff to Stavroff, and Sheeler wasn't fooled a bit. He hit Floyd down on the 8-yard line. So it's Massillon's ball deep in their own territory on the 8-yard stripe. And that's the closest Massillon has been to their goal line this afternoon. McKinney has been down deep in their territory almost all of the first period. And we have just 1 second left to go in the opening period. And there is the end of the quarter with no score in a scoreless first period. It's up on this. First period. It's up on the center. He gets the ball. He gives it off to the right halfback Yoder. He carries out to the 8-yard line. Yoder to the 8-yard line. Tackled there by Clausen. Play, of course, started down about the 3 with the backs carrying. So it's a yard on the play. The ball was on the 7. The ball's on the 10-yard line. They allow it to the 10. His forward motion had gained to the 10, so it's 2nd down and 8 to go. More scores. Boston nothing. Temple nothing at the end of the first. Yale 2. Harvard nothing at the end of the first. Lafayette 6. Lehigh nothing at the end of the first. The right end is split wide. Lorch way wide, about 15 yards. Crescent's up under center. Crescent gets the ball. He gives it off to the right halfback on the play, and he is over the 15-yard line to the 17. Yoder carrying to the 17-yard line as they open the Bulldog defense with those wide splits. Reuben Bell and Dick Batch make the tackle, and they're calling in the line for a check to see if that's a first down. Here's more scores. The end of the first, William and Mary 6, Wake Forest nothing. 13-0 Connecticut over Holy Cross at the end of the first. It's Rutgers 6, Columbia nothing at the end of the first. Princeton nothing with Dartmouth at the end of the first. And West Virginia 6, North Carolina State 3 at the end of the first. It is not a first down by inches. So Massillon has a 3rd down coming up now. And they have their plays wide, their flankers wide, and their ends wide. And the McKinney defense has to split, of course, and spread to take care of those assignments. And the backs are getting yardage up the middle. Over the ball now, center. And Homer Floyd's out wide on the left flank. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent needs the yard. He gives it to the right half, and Yoder gets it in more, up over the 20-yard line. Yoder carries to the 22. Trapped by Jim Graham at that point, and the Massillon Tigers have moved the ball away from close proximity to that goal line and have made their 4th first down this afternoon. Massillon on the 22-yard line, first down, 10 to go for the Tigers. This broadcast, the Massillon-McKinney game, being brought to you through the courtesy of Ashland Oil and your neighborhood Ashland dealer and Avalon Restaurants, through the facilities of WHBC AM and FM in Canton. The ends and halfbacks split wide again. Yoder's wide, the right end is wide. Crescent's up under center. Crescent gives the ball to Floyd, and he is almost away, but he's brought down as he crosses the 30 to the 33, brought down hard to the safety man, John Goodrich. And it's another first down for Massillon. That's their 5th first down this afternoon. Massillon's Tigers rolling here to 5 first downs against McKinley's 1. Dave Canary goes in place of Williams at left end. Ken Lorch is the right end for the Massillon boys. McKinley's defense not able to hold against these drives up the middle and over the tackles for Massillon as they split their line. Dave Canary goes out wide now on a spread. Dave Canary, the left end, wide about 15 yards, and Crescent gives to the left halfback Floyd. He's sweeping the right end, and he is brought down on the 40-yard line. He's upset. He was almost out in the open again. Floyd is carrying to the 40-yard line. There is Chuck Clausen hit him and brought him down. So Massillon runs the ball up to the 40 now, and it's 2nd down and 3 to go. And the Tigers defending McKinley has been superb this afternoon. The McKinley defense, although not letting any touchdowns get in through there, has been not nearly as strong. The Bulldogs using a 5-3-2-1 defensive alignment against Massillon, the alignment they've used all season. The right end, Lorch, and the right halfback, Yoder, are out on the flank. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent gets the ball to Floyd. He stopped in his tracks on the 40-yard strike. Stopped there by Gerald Patrick as he got the handoff away. Floyd stopped in the 40, so it's 3rd down and about 3 at that point. And the Bulldogs made a good job on that particular play defensively. We're in the 2nd period. There's no score on the ball game. Williams replaced by Canary at left end for Massillon as Coach Tom Harp uses the end spot for his messenger service. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first half. No score in the ball game. Michigan leads Ohio State at the end of the first quarter 7-0 in a big game at Buckeye Stadium. Yoder's out on the left flank now, way wide to the left. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent's going back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He throws one. It is caught by Floyd on the midfield stripe, and he's knocked it around on the McKinley 45. Floyd took it out on the left flat, took it down to the McKinley 45-yard line. A nice pass by Crescent and a good catch by Homer Floyd. McKinley's defensive right halfback over there waited on it, didn't come up to try to intercept, and Floyd took it beautifully. That's their 6th first down of the afternoon. Horace Harris hit him out of bounds on the far side. T formation bottom line for Massillon. 1st and 10 on the McKinney 45. Crescent waiting on the ball. He gets it. He gives it off to Yoder, the right halfback. He gets yardage down to the McKinney 42. And there he's stopped at that point by Clausen, Fatch, and Ernie Sheeler. Down on the McKinney 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 7. And Massillon carries the football down into McKinney territory again. 7 minutes, 46 seconds left to go on the first half. Coach Tom Hawk from Massillon, Coach Wade Watts for the Bulldogs, walking up and down on the sidelines. And now spread formation, the right end, Lorch is split. Yoder, the right halfback, is wide on the flank. And Crescent's waiting on the ball at the quarterback spot. He gets it. He pitches now to Floyd, the left half. And he is down to the McKinley 35-yard line. Down to the 34. The ball is put down on the 35. And now they move it back to the 34. It's marked down on the 34 where Chuck Clausen finally hit him to make the stop. And now back to the 35-yard line it's put. On the 35 where it'll be 1st down and 10 to go. Ohio State ties the ball game up at Columbus 7-7 in the 2nd quarter. 7-7 in the 2nd quarter. The ball's on the 35-yard line. And it'll be just very close to a 1st down. And now time is called by Massillon. Wide by the tight T formation this time for the Tigers. Crescent's calling the play. He gets the ball, gives it off to the right halfback Yoder. He just drives and drives and drives. And he goes down over the 30 to the 28-yard line. Carries to the 28-yard line where he's stopped there by Reuben Bell and Chuck Clausen. The ball's put down on the 29-yard line. It's the 7th first down for the Massillon Tigers. This Massillon backfield is driving hard. And they are stopped, and the McKinley Bulldogs are just not putting the clamp on them. This ball club is moving the ball well. And now the left end is split wide about 15 yards. Floyd, the left halfback, is out on the left flank. Crescent's calling the play. We have a first down situation. There's a pitch ball to the right halfback Yoder, and he's stopped as he crosses the 30 to the 28-yard line by Ernie Sheeler. So it's second down and 9 now for Massillon on the McKinley 28-yard stripe. No score on the ball game. We have 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Massillon carrying the ball straight down deep into McKinley territory in a long sustained drive from their own 10-yard stripe. They carried in from their own 8-yard stripe exactly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays. Yoder, the right half, is out on the left flank. The right end, Lorch, is out wide, split about 15 yards. The left end, Canary, split about 10 yards. Crescent's calling the play from the quarterback spot. Crescent goes back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He throws the Floyd. It isn't quite there. Floyd has to try to cut back, and he can't. Covering over there for the Bulldogs was Dick Patch, and it's an incomplete forward pass. Third down and 9 to go for Massillon on the McKinley 28-yard stripe. Lancaster goes out. In comes Horace Harris, the defensive right end now for the Bulldogs. Massillon back in a huddle on the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. Over the ball at center goes Tom Spicer. Tight T formation this time. Floyd, Borkel, and Yoder crossing the T from left to right. Preston takes the long count. Goes back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He throws the long one down the middle. It is not good. Too far. Meant for the left end, Bob Williams, who was in the end zone. Incomplete forward pass. And the Tigers now have a fourth down and 9 to go on the McKinley 28-yard stripe. And John Goodrich, the safety man down there covering for the Bulldogs. And now we'll see what the Tigers do to try to get this first down. They'll have to pull something out of the bag to keep their drive going. No score in the ball game. We have 5 minutes and 24 seconds, if we read the clock correctly, left to go in the first half. Tight T formation. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent goes back to throw. He fakes the draw play. He throws a screen pass, but it's not good. It's thrown out of bounds. The screen pass by Crescent is out of bounds, meant for Jerry Yoder, incomplete, and the Bulldogs take over on their own 29. Bulldogs take over on their own 28-yard line, on their own 28. First down and 10 to go. Now McKinley has the ball offensively, and they haven't had it too much in this ball game today. They've only got one first down against this Tiger defense, which is now, again, a 7-man line. 7-man line of 7-4. Singling strong to the right, the ball goes to Goodrich. There's a handoff to Conant. He's trying to sweep the left end, and he's brought down on the 28-yard line for no gain on the play by Savroff and Fromholt. Ball's on the 28-yard line. What's the matter, Bob? What do you think?
The flag down on the field, Jim, we were trying to call your attention to the fact, apparently some infraction of the rules, they're talking over the Massillon captain. Jim?
All right, Bob, we couldn't see the flag. The two teams were covering that area. It's an offside penalty call on the Bulldogs. So it's now first and 15 as McKinley goes back to their 23. Singling strong to the right. Ball goes to Goodrich. He gives it to Nate Harris, and he drives over the middle, up over the 25 to the 27. And that's the first time now this afternoon that we've seen a McKinley back with some drive. These boys haven't been driving as the Massillon backs have been driving to get that extra yardage. Joe Holloway made the tackle on the play, and it's on the 27-yard line, second down and 11 to go. This Massillon defense has broken down the McKinley offensive block. 7 and 4. Same lineup. Single wing strong to the right for the Bulldogs. Goodrich gets the ball. He's trying to sweep the end. He heads the route wide, and he is brought down on a nice shoestring tackle over on the 27-yard line by Kenny Lorch, who tackled him beautifully over there as Goodrich had to leave his blocking, which was taken up by all of the Massillon defense men. So it's third down and 10. They gain a yard on the play up to the 28. So it's third down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Third down and 10 for McKinley. Third down and 10 for the Bulldogs. And there's a flag down and a handoff to Sheeler on the end around. And he's brought down on the 28-yard line. The Bulldogs spilled again. There's a flag down and another offside on the Bulldogs. Stopped there by Canary and Lorch. The Bulldogs again were offsides on the play. And co-captain Homer Floyd is being called in to discuss it. He says he doesn't want it. He'll take the play. And of course, that's the wise thing to do because it's 4th down and 10, and McKinley now will be forced to punt. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first half, and if the Bulldogs can go into the dressing room with a scoreless tie, possibly their coaching staff may be able to work some offensive blocks against this defensive lineup for Massillon. Back in the punt formation goes McKinley. Goodrich going back to the 18-yard stripe. Stavros and Floyd in safeties, double safeties. Goodrich gets the ball. He gets it away. It's an end-over-end kick, and it goes way out of bounds over on the McKinley 41-yard line. A very poor kick by Goodrich against the wind, and of course that kick was angled for the sidelines, trying to keep it away from the Massillon backs, who may have gone all the way. And the wind caught it and took it way out of bounds on the 41. So the gain of field was very poor from the 28 to the 41. Total of 13 yards. So Massillon has the ball with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left to go on the McKinley 41, 1st down, 10 to go. On the spread formation again. The right end and right half back are spread way wide for Massillon. Crescent's up under center. He gives the ball to Floyd. He hits over left tackle. Carries down to the McKinley 36-yard stripe. There Patrick, Bell, and Martins make the tackle. Ball's on the 36-yard line of McKinley. It'll be 2nd down and 5 to go. A gain of 5 yards on the play. The Ohio State-Michigan game is tied up 7-7. In the second quarter, Michigan breaking into the scoring column in the first quarter. And now, in the end of the first half, it's tied 7-7. Now the left end, Canary, and the left halfback, Floyd, are wide to the left. And Crescent is waiting on the ball in the quarterback spot. Kinney gives off now to Yoder, the right half, and he's stopped and driven back, but his forward motion had gained to about the 33 by that point, and Will Martins and John Kapar hit him and brought him down. So the ball's on the 33 of McKinley, where it'll be 3rd down and about 2. Bob Williams in for Canary at left end for Massillon. Massillon has had all the best of it offensively in this ball game so far. Williams, the left end, wide about 15 yards to the left. The rest of the team is tight. And it's a drop play to the fullback. He spins his way down, and he goes down to the 26. But there, Volko carries to the 26 for a 1st down. And the McKinley tackling has been something less than vicious. They are hitting these ball carriers for Massillon, but they're not putting the stop on them until after they gain yardage. And that's the 8th 1st down for Massillon. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Massillon is on the move. No score in the ball game. Canary, the left end, is out wide on the left. Crescent's calling the play. The Massillon fans are asking their team to go. And Crescent takes the ball. Gives off to Floyd. He's trying to sweep the end. He's down to the 20. He goes to the 10. He's brought down to the 6. Brought down by Harris and Purdue. And they mark the ball down on the 5-yard line, on the 4-yard line of McKinley. Marks the ball down on the 4-yard line of the Bulldogs, and time has been called by the Bulldogs. The McKinley Bulldogs, that we mentioned a moment ago, just aren't hitting these Massillon backs as they've been doing all season. And it's showing up. There again, Floyd was hit by a number of boys, but he was not brought down, and he carried all the way down to the 4. And Massillon is threatening very definitely here at this point, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the first half. No score in the ballgame. Bob Williams, the left end, is wide about 15 yards. Crescent's calling the play from the quarterback spot. And he gives it off to Yoder. Yoder goes to the 1-yard line. Sliding off right tackle. Yoder goes to the 1. Purdue and Clausen hit him and brought him down at that point. Yoder went to the 1, hitting off right tackle and sliding to the outside. So it's Massillon goal to go on the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal to go on the 1. Bob Williams off, Dave Canary into left end. McKinley's taken up too much by these flanking positions of the Massillon Tigers. Crescent's calling the play. It may be a sneak. We'll wait and see. It is a sneak. He is held, however. He doesn't get it. He is held, and he doesn't get the touchdown, but he gained yardage on the play. He goes to about the 1-foot line. The whole center of the McKinley forward wall stopped him on the play. And it's third down, and now looking to be just 6 inches to go for the touchdown. Bob Williams in for Canary at left end. They'll have to stop him in the backfield. They can't wait now for his sneak play because he'll carry 1 minute 6 seconds left to go on the first half of a scoreless ball game. And this may be it. Crescent's calling the play. And it's Yoder going in for the touchdown. Hit off right tackle right over Big John Campara for the 6 points that breaks the scoreless deadlock in this ball game. And Massillon leads 6-0 with 55 seconds. Just 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Tom Morrow will kick. John James will hold now, and this could prove to be a very important point. The Tigers have dominated the first half, however. Waiting on the snap of the ball. There it is. The ball's put down. The kick's made, and it looks wide. It is not good. The score remains 6-0 in favor of Massillon. And the Tigers now will kick to the Bulldogs, who will just have 55 seconds in which to try to get back into this ball game here in the first half. All right, Bob Craddock. Tom Morrow kicks a bouncing ball, which goes into the end zone and out across the end line for a touchback, and the Bulldogs will have it on their 20. Bulldogs will have it on their 20-yard line, first down, 10 to go. That was a flat kick by Morrow. It was laid flat on the 40-yard stripe. McKinley will have the ball, first and 10 on their own 20-yard line with just 44 seconds left to go in the first half. They trail in the ball game 6-0 as this very, very spirited Massillon team kept at it until they got that touchdown. The Bulldogs seemingly lack that tremendous spirit that they've had in other ball games this season. They aren't hitting hard through the backfield. They aren't tackling viciously. Maybe they'll snap out of it. Goodrich playing the quarter at the tailback spot. He gives it to Ernie Sheeler. There's a pass play up to Big Herm Jackson. Herm takes it on the 35. It's brought down on the 37-yard line. That was an end-around pass play with Ernie Sheeler taking the ball from Goodrich and throwing the ball upfield was Big Ernie Sheeler to Herm Jackson for a first down on the 37. Homer Floyd made the tackle on the play. 28 seconds left to go in the first half. The Bulldogs out of their huddle quickly. Goodrich in the tail. Goes back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He's being rushed. He has plenty of time. He throws to the Carnahan, but it's incomplete up on the 45-yard line of Massillon, and the clock stops with 15 seconds left to go. Bromholz covering for the Massillon Tigers. And now the Bulldogs are going to the air, something that maybe they should have done a bit before, but they're trying to desperately now get that touchdown back, and there's so very little time in which they may have that opportunity. So we have 2nd and 10 now for McKinley on their own 37. Goodrich in the tail. Carnahan goes in motion. Goodrich goes back to throw. He's got plenty of time to throw. It's intercepted by Massillon back, and it's carried back now to the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Joe Holloway, the guard, carried that ball back to the 27, and it's an interception by Massillon of a pass which was thrown a bit short of its intended receiver, and Massillon's back in a chance to score with 5 seconds left to go in the first half. And that's, of course, what happens when a team is trying desperately to get something done through the air. It may backfire. 5 seconds left to go in the first half. The ball's on the 27-yard line of McKinley, where Massillon has it 1st and 10 to go. 6-0, Massillon leads. Over the bottom center goes Tom Spicer. Tight T formation. Crescent's calling the play. The official is making some motions down there between the two teams. Now he moves out of it. Preston's calling the play. He goes back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. And then it's in the end zone all alone. He drops it. Big Bob Williams led McKinley's defenders by a good 5 yards. Goodrich and Purdue, he had the ball in his arms, and he dropped it. And there's the end of the first half. The end of the first half. Massillon leads 6-0 over the McKinney Bulldogs. And if the Bulldogs don't put up the fight in the second half that they didn't show too much of here in the first half, the Tigers may go on to upset them because McKinney was favored by 7 points in this ball game. A tremendous contest, and the Tigers are really playing football here in the first half.
The first quarter, Lafayette 6, Lehigh nothing. 3 halftime scores. Princeton Dartmouth 7 all. Syracuse leads Fordham 14-0. Rutgers 18, Columbia nothing. The end of the first quarter, Duke 6, South Carolina nothing. Another first quarter score, Maryland 6, George Washington nothing. At halftime, Wake Forest 9, William and Mary 6. Halftime, West Virginia 8, North Carolina State 3. No score at the end of the first quarter, Virginia, North Carolina. And at the end of the first quarter, Tennessee leads Kentucky 7-0. Well, you can undoubtedly hear it in the background. That's the Massillon Tigers Swing Band. And again, Jim Roberts down on the field. Take it away, Jim.
Thank you, Bob. And the Tigers Swing Band goes by, and we'll try our best to pick them up for you. They're almost past us at the moment. Now they're coming back. We're at midfield. Let's pick them up. Tiger Swing Band is fastest gone to the north end of the stadium. That's the moment they passed us. They stopped for a quick MCK, said hi to the McKinley stand, went on the way up to the north end of the field, which is the flagpole end. The director, Mr. Warren Dyke Ford, is standing right beside us here. We'll get a good pickup of the McKinley or the Massillon alma mater for you. In the background, the Massillon fans saluting their band, and they're doing a Tiger rag dance that just stops them all. These boys will be warm when they get done. John, let's see if we can't get a little bit of it, shall we? Big cheer you heard going up just a couple of moments ago was Obi the Tiger was thrown a pass by the head drum major here, and he dropped it. Then the drum major threw him his baton, and he dropped that too. So you can see it's a little bit cold out here, even for Tigers this afternoon. The band has moved to our right now to the south end of the field, doing a quick counter march. The majorettes, and there are 2, 4, 6, 8 of them, and a head drum major. And there's a hand for the Tiger band.
Under the direction of Aaron Beck Harris, proudly presents 1954 football show in review. Men of every race and creed join hands in this great land to push across the wilderness and establish freedom and security for all. For this is our country to have and to hold.
was the Massillon Tiger Swing Band, and this is my country. Now they're right in the middle of the field, and you can hear the PA announcer in back of us. We'll see if we can pick it up. We just missed it.
As the Valiant Shoemaker presented students to the Matrix and Bandstand.
That was the Tiger Swing Band and the Jolly Little Shoemaker, or the Little Shoemaker, as you may call it. Now they're coming over to this side.
There was no question as to the featured performer on the floor show. Of course, Brother George was there too.
This is a takeoff on Liberace, I'm sure. That was Liberace's theme song, I'll Be Seeing You, and they made a giant piano right across the middle of the gridiron here. Now quickly back into another formation. A military routine is done by the Tiger Swing Band. Quickly, they go back into normal band formation.
The Life of a Massillon Girl contains one of the all-time hit tunes of Massillon, the famous Opie March.
the Tiger swing band right out in front of us on the 50-yard line here.
The engine begins to shine in the eyes of the guys and girls of both Massillon and McKinley High.
Dance step. Now a little dance step. Regardless of Mambos and what have you, Shine On Harvest Moon is still a big favorite everywhere, and especially here with the youngsters at Massillon High School, and a salute to all the youngsters who are here this afternoon supporting both schools. Notice that an unfortunate trumpeter lost a mouthpiece down here just a moment ago, and somebody's going to retrieve it for him, and so things should be all right. Now here's Hold the Tiger. Crowd is really with us this afternoon. That was Hold That Tiger. Here's the big Massillon M and the Massillon alma mater. The Massillon alma mater, the Massillon swing band, about to go out the field, and we're about to get back to football. All right, Bob, and again, the Tigers will receive. As you recall, McKinney won the toss of the coin, chose to kick off with the wind to their back to start this ball game, hoping for a break and a Massillon fumble in the first series of downs. Massillon did not oblige, and therefore, Massillon has the choice to start the second half, and again, they will receive. McKinney will kick from the north goal with the wind at their back, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. The Tigers played a brilliant first half. They completely outshone the Bulldogs here in the first half. They lead 6-0 at end of halftime. And, of course, that 6 points is not too much in a ball game like this. We'll see what the Bulldogs will do in this second half, and if the Massillon Tigers can maintain their lead. Kicking off will be Nate Harris. The ball will be put down on the 40-yard line and will be ready to go in just a very short moment. Bulldog offense may be able to pick up some here in the second half. Coach Watts at halftime may have been able to work out blocking assignments against this Massillon defense. Massillon's defense tremendous here in the first half, and now we understand how this ball club was able to beat Mansfield so decisively at Mansfield earlier in the season. A long, long kick going down to the 5-yard line, taken there, and it is brought upfield now by a Massillon back. A fake to Floyd, and again a tackle has been missed by a McKinley boy. But another man got him as he brought it back to the 25-yard stripe. Carrying that football back was Andy Stavroff. Again, he faked to Floyd, but this time, again, held it. So it's Massillon's ball in the inbound line nearest this sideline. Massillon made the tackle on the play. It's on the 25-yard line. The Massillon fans are urging their ball club to go, and we have a 5-3 defensive alignment for the Bulldogs. Crescent's calling the play for the quarterback spot. Crescent takes the football, gives off to Floyd. Floyd was almost brought down behind the line, but he's up the sidelines now. He goes to the 35. He goes to the 40. He goes to the 45. And he's over the midfield stripe and down to the McKinley 43-yard line before Goodrich, the safety man, could finally make the tackle on the play. And incidentally, Massillon had blocking all the way, and Goodrich was trying to stay out of the way of the man aiming for him. He managed to do so just enough to make the tackle. McKinley calls for timeout, and it's Massillon on the McKinley 43. 7-7 tie in the third period. Time's back in again. McKinley defending. Massillon on the offense. 1st and 10 on the McKinley 43. Floyd out of the left flank. The left halfback, Canary, is wide 15 yards. Crescent's up under center. Crescent's calling the play. He gives it out to the right halfback, Yoder. Yoder's brought down, but he's still gaining. He's brought down, but he gains down to the 39-yard line before he's stopped in there by Reuben Bell. And that's the way these Massillon backs have been running. He was hit on the 42. The ball's put down on the 40. A gain on the play of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 to go. The drive has been great for the Tigers. We don't know what the Bulldogs will do because they haven't got the offensive ball yet in the second half. Crescent's up under center in a tight tee. Crescent's calling the play. He gives off now to the right halfback, Yoder. He's sweeping the end. He is down to the 30-yard line and dropped at that point. Beautiful blocking by the Tigers, putting Yoder to the McKinley 30-yard stripe. Stopped by Patrick at that point, and it's another 1st down for Massillon. This Massillon tee breaking beautifully here in the third period. Wide open, fast-breaking, hard-smashing tee formation. Over the bottom center is Spicer, and the Massillon fans are urging their ball club on. Tight tee formation. Crescent's calling the play. Massillon showing speed here definitely. Crescent gives to Floyd. He's almost stopped again, but he breaks out in the open. And he stopped as he moves across the 30 to the 28-yard line. Upset by Gerald Patrick. Beautiful cutting on the part of Floyd. Almost got him away, but he was tripped up as he tried to cut back. A gain of 2 yards in the play. The Bulldogs desperately defending here, hoping to hold this score down so they can get that football offensively. 9 minutes, 29 seconds up to go in the third period of a very thrilling football game. And this is a battle between two fine ball clubs, both of which have lost only one game this season. Lorch, the right end, Yoder, the right half, out on the right flank for Massillon. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent gets the ball, gives off to Floyd. He's to the races. He's over for a touchdown. As soon as Floyd hit the hole on the left side of the McKinley line that he would go, because the flanker wide Yoder, and the right end split 15 yards, had pulled the McKinley halfback and safety man wide. And Floyd didn't have a man to hit him after he got through the line. So it's 12-0 Massillon. Here's the try for the extra point. Morrow will kick. The kick is made. The kick looks good. It is good. The score is 13-0, and Massillon breaks into a dominant lead. A lead which may be too much for this Bulldog team to surmount in the waiting moment. But we'll wait and see. The game is far from being over. In the meantime, here's Bob Craddock. There's a flat kick. Down, bouncing wildly, down, taken on the 10 by Carnahan. It's given off to Goodrich. Goodrich heads up the line, and he is hit. He is really hit. He's still going, and he's still driving up over the 18 to about the 19-yard line. We'll wait and see. They had a whistle on the play. It is called to the 19, where it's McKinley's football, 1st and 10 to go. The Bulldogs were really hit down there as Goodrich took the handoff from Carnahan. Now McKinley has a big job to do. Let's see if they can do anything about it. Over the bottom center goes Ronnie Perdue. Singleman strong to the right. Massillon in that 6-man line now. 6-1-4. Goodrich gets the football. Gives off now to Garman. Garman's trying to sweep the end. He's up far over the sidelines on the far side as he crosses the 20. He's knocked out of bounds on the 21. Knocked out of bounds on the 21 is Garman. The right halfback on the reverse play tries to go around the defensive right end, and is dropped over there by the safety man, Homer Floyd. The ball's on the 21-yard line, a gain of 2 yards on the play. Massillon leads, carrying the football down after McKinley kicked off to start the second half, and leads in the ball game 13-0. At the end of the third period, Ohio State 7, Michigan 7. Singleman strong to the right for the Bulldogs. A 7-man line again. Goodrich gets the ball off to Carnahan. And now Goodrich is piled up. He fakes the handoff to Carnahan. Piled up on the 20-yard line by his determined Massillon line. Goodrich piled up by Holloway and Schumacher. Ball's put down on the 21. No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down and 9. Ball is on the 21. No gain on the play. Carnahan goes out. Garman completed right half for McKinley. And the whole story in this ball game has been in this tremendous Massillon defense. Beautiful job done by Coach Harp and his aides setting up this defense. A 5-3 now, defensive alignment, a 5-4 actually. Goodrich takes the ball. He's looking for a receiver. He throws a long pass down mid. Intercepted by Floyd, and he is dropped on the 44. Floyd intercepts the pass meant for big end Ernie Sheeler. And it's Massillon's ball on the McKinley 44. Oscar Jackson makes the tackle on the play, and the Massillon Tigers are offensive-minded again. This could be one of those ball games you don't expect to see, as McKinley's offense has not been able to move, and Massillon is taking advantage of the break by going in. 13-0 Massillon leads. C formation bottom side. Crescent's calling the play for the Tigers. Crescent's up under center. Crescent gets the ball. Gives it out to the right halfback Yoder. He's trying to sweep the end. He's getting nice blocking. He's down to the 40. He's down to the 35. And he carries all the way down to the McKinley 27. And we like to tell you folks that this Yoder, with 3 men on his back, and he's not a big guy, he had 3 men on his back. Perdue, Horace Harris, and Big Gerald Patrick carried for 5 yards after he was hit. And that's the determination that this ball club is showing today. The ball is on the 27-yard line of McKinley. 1st and 10 to go. Massillon calls for timeout. Wake Forest 9, William and Mary 6 at the end of the third. Ohio State, Michigan 7-7 at the end of the third. Tennessee 7, Kentucky nothing at the end of the first. At halftime, North Carolina 26, Virginia nothing. At halftime, Western Michigan 13, Kent State 7. 27-yard line of McKinley, 1st and 10 for the Massillon Tigers. They lead 13-0 here in the third period. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent gets the football, gives to Floyd the left out. He's out to the right. He's down to the 25. He goes to the 20, and he's inside to the 18-yard line. Floyd running beautifully, stopped there by Fatch and Carnahan, with Reuben Bell helping out. Ball's on the 18-yard stripe of the McKinley Bulldogs. And they have this McKinley defense wide open now. And with beautiful blocking ahead of their runners, they're getting plenty of yardage. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the third period. And the Massillon Tigers want that 7th state championship in a row very badly. More than the McKinley Bulldogs apparently want theirs. Preston up under center. Yoder's out on the right flank. Preston gets the football. Gives off to Floyd. He's in the open. He's down to the 10, down to the 7. Floyd goes to the 6-yard line. Hitting for the middle. Sidestepping beautifully. Goes to the 7-yard line. We called it correctly the first time. Boston makes the tackle on the play. First and goal to go on the 7-yard strike. 13 first downs for this Massillon team. 6 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in the third period. 13-0 in favor of Massillon. Over the ball at center goes Spicer. T formation balanced line. The right end. Larch split wide about 15 yards. Preston's calling the play. McKinley in an 8-man line. There's a pitch out to Yoder. Yoder fumbles! It's the Bulldogs' ball on the 8-yard strike. On the 13-yard line. McKinley's football. And the fumble of that football by Yoder gave the Bulldogs the ball. Let's see what that does to their spirits. The ball's on the 13. McKinley's football. Reuben Bell recovered the fumble for the Bulldogs, although there were about 3 other guys in there with a chance at it and 1 Massillon boy. Ball's on the 13-yard line of McKinley. 1st and 10 to go. The Bulldogs snap out of it. Over the ball at center goes Ronnie Perdue. Singlewing strong to the right. Goodrich in the tail. Goodrich gets the football. And he's up over the 15. Goes to about the 16-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, there just aren't any holes in that Massillon defensive line. Any gains that are made through them, over the top of them. The ball's on the 16-yard line. 2nd down and about 7. Singlewing strong to the right. Goodrich takes the ball. Gives off to Conahan on the reverse play. He's inside tackle, but he's hit hard as he crosses the 15 to the 17-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play, and these Massillon boys aren't about to give up any yardage to this McKinley ball club. It's 3rd down and 6 to go on the 17-yard line. Don Garvin in at right half in place of Ronnie Conahan. Andy Stavroff, the defensive right half, made the tackle on the play. Dominion of Andy Stavroff, 140-pounder. Really hitting in there. Goodrich gets the football. He's looking for a receiver. He's going to throw. He throws one of it. It's way over the head. And it is almost intercepted by Dick Fromholz. Over the head of Herm Jackson. He went way in the air and got a part of a hand on it. And Fromholz was there also. Incomplete forward pass. 4th and 6 now for the Bulldogs on their own 17-yard line. And they have been unable to move the football. This powerhouse football team that Coach Wade Watts has got together this year, unable to move it against this determined Massillon team today. Back in the punt formation go the Bulldogs. Goodrich back to the 8-yard strike. He's waiting on the ball. He gets it. He gets it upfield. A nice kick going over the midfield stripe. Stavroff takes it, fumbles it on the 45, picks it up again, gives it to Floyd this time. Floyd dropped on the 48-yard line of Massillon. Dropped there by Reuben Bell. So it's Massillon's ball on their own 48. 1st and 10 to go. 4 minutes, 22 seconds left to go on the 3rd period. The score 13-0. Massillon out in front. The Bulldogs having shown absolutely no threat here in the 3rd period, and only 1 in the 1st half when they went to the 16-yard line on a successful pass play, which was called back because of offside. Preston up under center. McKinney in a 5-3 defensive line. Preston gets the football, gives off to the right halfback Yoder. He's trying to shoot the Eddings to the midfield play. Beautiful blocking. Down to the 40, down to the 30, and he's knocked it around finally on about the 31-yard line by John Goodrich. And the story in this offense for Massillon has been their tremendous blocking, which is peeling McKinley tacklers off one at a time. 1st and 10 for Massillon on the McKinley 31. This Massillon Tigers team rolling again. 13-0 they lead. 3 minutes, 58 seconds left to go in the 3rd period. And McKinley has been unable to mount an offensive to keep that football for any length of time. They have only a total of 2 first downs in the ball game. All right, Joder, the right halfback, is out on the left flank. The right end is split wide about 5 yards. Crescent's up under center. Crescent gets the ball off on a draw play to the fullback Bunker. He's to the 35, to the 25, the 20, the 10. And he's knocked it around, the officials say, on about the 13-yard line. Buckle on the draw play down the middle. Goes to the 13-yard line. And it's Massillon again. Close upon the McKinley goal line. 15 first downs for the Tigers. A team which had a hard time beating Akron Garfield last week, Warren, and a number of other ball clubs along the season's way, is tremendous today. Preston calling the play. On the 13, first and 10 to go. McKinley trying desperately to hold. A short pass across the line, which was meant at the right end. Ken Larch in his arms, incomplete. Second down and 10 now for the Tigers on the McKinley 13. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left to go on the third period. Canary replaces Williams in the lineup at end. 14-7. Ohio State breaks into the lead in the fourth period against the Michigan Wolverines. Ohio State 14-7 in the fourth period. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left to go in the third period as Massillon moves on the ball. The left end Canary is wide about 15 yards. Crescent, quarterback, calling out Caden. He gets the ball. He gives off. Now to pitch out now to Floyd, sweeping the end. He's down to the 10. He's in for the score. And Crescent, after using the belly series, the vocal pitch to Floyd, and then got out in time to make the key block on Ronnie Perdue, the defensive halfback on the play. The score amounts to Massillon 19, McKinley nothing. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left to go on the third period, and this ball game is starting to go into the record books as something of a rout. Morrow waiting to kick. There's the snap of the ball. The ball's put down. The kick's made. The kick is good. And the score is 20-0 in favor of Massillon. 20-0 in favor of the Tigers. As they come upfield to kick off to the Bulldogs, we'll turn you back now to Bob Tracy. There's a flat kick, which goes down to about the 25-yard line, taken there by Reuben Bell. He's up the sideline, and it's hit, fumbled! But the ball was out of bounds, and the McKinney Bulldogs ball on the 31-yard line. Reuben Bell fumbled when hit, and the ball is on the 31-yard line, first and 10 to go. 3 minutes, 32 seconds left to go on the third period. As the Bulldogs are going to make any showing in this ball game today, they'll have to do something about it just about now. First and 10 on the 31-yard line, in their own territory. Massillon in a 7-man line, a 7-2 defensive alignment. Goodrich gets the football. Ronnie Carnahan gets the ball. He's trying to sweep the end. He's up to the 30 to the 40. Nice blocking ahead. He goes to the midfield stripe. He's down to the 40-yard line. He's down to the 35. He's still going to the 30. And he's inside to the 28-yard line on the nicest run of the day for the Bulldogs. Carnahan carries to the 28. Fromholtz makes the tackle on the play. On the reverse play, Carnahan getting nice blocking as he finally turns the Massillon end. So the ball's on the 28-yard line, first and 10 to go, and the Bulldogs break back into the ball game here, trailing 20-0 here with 2 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the third period. Singlewing strong to the right from McKinley. Goodrich gets the football. He heads over. He's on to the 25. He goes to the 20. He's to the 15. He goes to the 10. And he's knocked out of bounds on the 8-yard strike. And now the Bulldogs are starting to move that football a little as Massillon has to spread its defense a little. And there's a Massillon man injured on the play. Bob Williams gets up very slowly. Holloway is the boy. Holloway is the boy who gets up slowly. Now goes down into the defense. McKinley first and 10 on the Massillon 8-yard stripe. Time called Massillon. And finally, the Bulldogs were able to get the ball into a position where Massillon had to spread its defense. And the Bulldogs started to move. All right, Bob, what do you got to say here? All right, Bob, big wing strong to the right, Goodrich in the tail. Ball goes to Goodrich. He hits over right tackle. He goes to the 5. And he's brought down on the 5-yard stripe by Tom Stevens. Goodrich carries to the 5-yard line, where it'll be second down and goal to go on the 5. Goodrich hitting over right tackle, goes to the 5. Gorman comes in at right half for Carnahan for the Bulldogs. 20-0 in favor of Massillon, and this fine Massillon team breaks out into a tremendous lead. And the Bulldogs finally have snapped out and are coming back into the ball game here at this point. Signaling strong to the right. Goodrich gets the ball. He's trying to sweep the end. He's down, and he's brought down on the 7-yard line. Breaking through there, Stevens and Larch make the tackle on Goodrich on the 7-yard stripe. He was trying to sweep the end, but his blocking broke down, and those two lads we just mentioned broke through. So it's third down, goal to go on the 7-yard line now for the McKinley Bulldogs. 1 minute 55 seconds left to go in the third period. Let's see if McKinney can get in there. He'll have to pull something here now. Maybe a pass play. He got a lot of yardage. Carnahan goes in motion. He takes the football, but there's a tackle out in way back on the 17. The man making the tackle was Stavrow, who wasn't full. The defensive right half tackles Carnahan on the 17-yard line on the reverse play. One man, and that's all it needed. And Carnahan wasn't agile enough to get around him. And the Bulldogs, who a moment ago looked like they might break into the scoring column, have been stopped by this tremendous Massillon defense again. So it's fourth down, 17 to go for a touchdown. And the only thing the Bulldogs can do now is throw. Goodrich goes back. He's getting plenty of protection. He throws one into the end zone to make Herm Jackson, but it's over his head. And he doesn't make an attempt to dive for the ball as it's batted around by Floyd. Floyd bats it around a little, and Herm just stood there. So it's a ball for the Tigers, who have defended successfully on their own 17. Massillon has the ball on their own 17. The Bulldogs carried beautifully down there, with Carnahan taking the long drive and Goodrich carrying to the 8. But then Goodrich was stopped for a loss after carrying to the 5, and Carnahan on the reverse was way back to the 17. All right, Crescent's calling the play for Massillon now from the quarterback spot. Crescent gives the ball to the right halfback Yoder, and he is up to the 15, going to the 17-yard line. Stopped there by Ernie Sheeler and Bob Williams. And the McKinley Bulldog men are breaking through, but they are not quite quick enough to take them in the backfield. And numerous times today they've broken through that Massillon line, but the backfield man has already passed that point. Second down and 10 on the 17. 40 seconds left to go in the third period. Massillon's ball on their own 17. They lead 20-0. 6 points in the second period and 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent gives to Floyd. He's brought down on the 21-yard line by Dick Fatch and Gerald Patrick. Floyd trying to hit over on a crossbuck over right tackle. Third down and 6 to go now for Massillon on their own 21. Ohio State leads Michigan in the fourth and final period of their big game at Columbus today with a score of 14-7. Time call. There's the end of the third period with a score 20-0. Massillon. Here is Bob Creddick. Wide Bob. Over the ball goes Tom Spicer for the Massillon Tigers. Crescent's calling the play at the quarterback slot. The line split. Crescent gets it. Crescent gives off to Floyd. Floyd's trying to sweep the end. He's going outside of the 20. He's brought down on the 20-yard line by Ernie Sheeler. Floyd brought down by Sheeler. And it's fourth down and 7 to go on the 20-yard strike. And the Tigers will have to go into punt formation. They lead by a big margin, 20-0. McKinley has made one big threatening gesture. They took it down to the 7 just a moment ago, but couldn't get it in, as they lost on 2 successive carries of the football. Massillon now puts Spicer over the ball. Stevens is in there at right half to do the punting. See if the McKinley Bulldogs will penetrate on this shift into punt formation by Massillon. They did it once today and were penalized 5 yards. They don't this time. Stevens goes back to the 7. He gets the football, goes over his hands, and he is brought down. He kicks the football. It's taken by a Massillon man on the 16-yard line. He kicks that football upfield. He was brought down in the 3. He wasn't quite down. He kicked the football. The officials allow it, and it's... Wait a moment. It's McKinley's ball on the 16-yard line. Stevens, using his head, was trapped by 2 McKinley men deep on the 3. But he got that football away in spite of being held. We don't know how he did it. And it's McKinley's ball on the 16. They could have had it almost on the Massillon goal line. Let's see what they do with it. Goodrich in the tail. Goodrich gets the football. He's looking for a receiver. He throws it. Oh! As a Sheeler on the 12-yard line. Sheeler takes it on the 12. He couldn't find a receiver. They were holding big Herm Jackson in. Herm Jackson in. The ball is on the 12-yard line, where it's McKinley's gain of 4 yards from the play, 2nd down and 6. Sheeler took it on his knees. He couldn't go in. Herm Jackson was being held in. That was a pass meant for Herm, the right end. And Goodrich had all day to throw it. Now Herm, the right end, is split wide about 5 yards. Goodrich gets the football. He's looking for a receiver. He throws one to Herm, but it's way over his head in the end zone. Herm got one finger on it, couldn't hold it. There's a flag down. In fact, there are 2 flags down, and there's a penalty being called on McKinley. Apparently, McKinley is being penalized for illegal use of the hands in the offense. No, on both sides are being called. So the penalties nullify each other, and there is no play. There is no play. So it's back on the 12-yard line, and we have that play run over again. 2nd down and 6 for McKinley on the Massillon 12. We're in the 4th and final quarter. 10 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the 4th period. 20-0, Massillon leading. McKinley again threatening, and they threatened twice here now in the last few minutes of the ball of this 3rd period and the early moments of this 4th period. Big John Compar is talking to the referee, Dan Tehan, about something. The guy moves back to the McKinley huddle. Time is called on the field. We're still waiting for time to come back in. One of the Massillon boys is having a jersey repaired. Big Bob Williams to tackle. Now he's ready to go. He's back in the line. The Bulldogs offensively coming out of it. They're moving on the ball. They seem to be unsure of what they're going to do here. And they're shifting. Strong to the right. Herm Jackson, the right end, is wide about 5 yards. Goodrich takes the ball, gives off to the fullback, Nate Harrison. He's driving, but he gets only to the 11. And 2 Massillon men hit him in the backfield. They weren't fooled on the play. Big Bob Williams was one of them, and Conklin, the linebacker, was another. The ball's put down on the 14-yard line. They say that's where the play was dead, although he drove forward to the 11. Apparently, a quick whistle on the play. 9 minutes, 52 seconds left to go on the ball game. A loss on the play, so it's 3rd down and 8 to go now for McKinley. Over the ball to center goes Ronnie Perdue. Signaling strong to the right. There are 2 ends now. Sheeler and Jackson are split wide about 5 yards. Goodrich gets the football. He's going to throw. He throws one into the end zone to Big Herm Jackson. He takes it. McKinley scores for the first time today. Cromwell and Stevens covering for Massillon, but Goodrich ran beautifully to the right and then threw far to the right to Big Herm Jackson, who took it over his shoulders, and the score is 20-6 as McKinney breaks into the scoring column with 9 minutes and 33 seconds left to go on the ball game. 20-6, and these could be very important extra points. Nate Harris will try to kick this one. Massillon has made 2 out of 3. The line is down. Massillon's defensive line is ready. Now McKinley shifts. There's the snap of the ball. The ball's put down, and it's blocked. And boy, how that boy comes through there. The man breaking through to block that kick was Ronnie Moore. No, it wasn't Ronnie Moore. It was number 61 for the Massillon Tigers. Dave Canary broke through to block the kick, and Moore was right behind him. Canary is the boy being congratulated for the Massillon boys, so he must be the lad who did the actual blocking. Dave Canary blocked the kick, and the score remains 20-6. So now McKinley will kick off to Massillon. Here's Bob Craddock. The 10-yard line by Stavroff. He gives it to Floyd. Floyd's coming up this side. He is sidestepping one after another. He's still moving, and he's brought down finally as he crosses the 42 to the 43-yard line. Floyd sidestepping tackler after tackler, slowing down, speeding up, changing his method of moving, swinging his hips, and carrying just a beautiful brand of football, carried back to the 43-yard line. That ball was taken down on the 5 by Stavroff. He handed it to Floyd this time to let him carry it back. So Massillon's on the move now. Let's see if the Bulldogs can hold him. A 5-3-2-1 defensive lineman. Crescent's up under center. Yoder's out on the right flank. Crescent gives to the left halfback Floyd. He goes down to the 50. He's moving to the 40, and he's away to the races. McWilliams, a fumble. It's the Bulldogs' ball in the end zone. McKinley picks the football up in the end zone. That's a fumble, and it's a touchback. It's McKinley's ball on the 20-yard line. Floyd fumbles on the 3-yard strike. Big Bob Williams, and there's a speed merchant for you, came out of nowhere. Floyd looked like he was all the way gone because no one seemed to come after him there in a any chance to get that ball. And Big Bob Williams, who has the speed apparently to burn, caught up to the boy and brought him down. And Floyd fumbled. McKinley recovered in the end zone for a touchback. Bob Williams, 195-pound, 6'1" sophomore. He's the boy we mentioned earlier. Could be one of the all-time McKinley greats. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in this ball game. McKinley trails 20-6. Goodrich gets the football. He's looking for a receiver. He throws the pass off to Brigham Jackson. It is way over his head, and it's almost intercepted by Fromholz on the McKinley 38. So it's second down, 10 to go. McKinley's football on their own 20. The Bulldogs will have to throw. They'll have to break something out here if they want to get back in this ball game. They trail by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, 20-6, with 8 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. They had a break in the ball game a moment ago, as we mentioned, when Floyd fumbled when hit on the 3-yard line. McKinley takes timeout. We'll try to bring you the score on the Ohio State game. It is 14-7. Ohio State in the 4th period, the last we heard of it. Notre Dame leads Iowa at halftime, 14-6. Wisconsin 7, Minnesota nothing at the end of the first. Indiana 7, Purdue 6 at the end of the first half. 6-0 Auburn over Clemson at first quarter. Oklahoma 7, Nebraska 7 at the first quarter. A tight ball game. All right, Bob Craddock.
Well, that certainly was the biggest break of the ball game thus far. Homer Floyd hit on about the 5-yard line, 4-yard line in that territory, fumbling the ball, it trickling into the end zone, covered by a McKinley man. And incidentally, there was a little indecision by that McKinley man as to whether to cover that ball. And had Massillon fell on it, well, look out, brother. Here we go, Jim.
All right, Goodrich fades back to throw. He throws one out of the right flat to Jackson, Prescott Jackson, and he fumbles the ball. There was no one around him. Incomplete forward pass. So it's now 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 20. That's right, Bob. McKinley's boys down there didn't know whether to cover that football, but they finally did pick it up. There was one Massillon boy making for it, and he almost got there. 3rd and 10 on the McKinley 20-yard line. The Bulldogs have the football. And they don't, Franska Jackson is in that blocking back spot. And there's a quick kick, and it goes back over his foot. Nate Harris tries a kick, which goes to the 25-yard line and out of bounds. And there again, Nate Harris has kicked a football which seemingly goes back instead of going forward. The ball goes high in the air with a backspin on it instead of a forward roll. So it's Massillon's football now on the McKinley 25. First and 10 to go. A big break for the Tigers at this point. Crescent's calling the play. Yoder out on the right flank. Crescent gives the ball to Floyd. They're running Floyd now. He's into the over right tackle, spins his way down to the 16-yard line. Floyd goes to the 16. It looks like a first down. It is very close to a first down. It's second down and inches to go. Second down and inches to go. And the Tigers have a break here by that bad kick by Nate Harris on third down, a quick kick, which went just a few, very few yards. Crescent up under center. Crescent gets the football, gives off to Yoder. He's trying to sweep the over left tackle, and he's picked up and driven back by Bob Williams. Bob Williams brings him down on the 17-yard line. A loss of a yard on the play. Third down and 1 now. Third down and 1 for Massillon on the McKinley 17. This broadcast of the McKinney-Massillon game being brought to you through the sponsorship of the Ashland Oil and your neighborhood Ashland dealer and the Avalon restaurants through the facilities of WHBC AM and FM in Canton. The right end and the right half. Yoder and Blart split wide, and there's a handoff to the Floyd on the quick opener over the middle. He gets the yardage down to the 13-yard line. Floyd carries to the 13 for the Massillon Tigers. 7 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in this ball game. First down, 10 for Massillon on the McKinley 13-yard line. And that high wind is blowing directly in the faces of the Bulldogs. And that, of course, was a factor in that kick by Harris a few moments ago. Crescent's calling the play. Crescent takes the football, gives to Floyd. He's trying to sweep the end. He's almost caught from behind, but he's down to the 10, and he spins his way down off tackler to the 4-yard line. Floyd was hit by Goodrich on the 10. He just spun off of Goodrich and went to the 4. And again, this boy has proved to be a tremendous football player. Second down and 1 on the 4-yard stripe. Second down and 1 on the 4-yard stripe for the Massillon Tigers. 6 minutes and 17 seconds left to go on the football game. Massillon leads 20-6. They're aching now to add another touchdown to the total. All right, wide again goes Lorch to the right end, about 15, 20 yards. Crescent's calling the play. A short pass across the line is good to the left end, Bob Williams. And Massillon leads 26-6. Bob Williams caught that pass from Crescent's just a short toss across the line. He caught it at about his knees and held on to it. And the Tigers go into a very, very dominant lead. 5 minutes, 59 seconds left to go. McKinley will try to stop this extra point, try hoping for a miracle in these last few minutes, but that is almost one of those impossibilities. The crowd is leaving now. They're going to get out of here in time to stay away from the pack. And the ball is rolled back to James. James tries to run the ball in, but he's driven back to the 17 by McKinley. And the point is not good, of course. The score 26-6. Massillon will kick off to McKinley. Here's Bob Chris. 21-7. Ohio State beats Michigan. They finish an undefeated season. They'll be going to the Rose Bowl, and they may win the national championship. There's the kickoff, taken by Franska Jackson on the 25. He heads to the sideline. He goes to the 30. He's up over the 35. He steps out of bounds, we believe, but he's still running the football. He's still trying. All right, the ball's called back, and there's a Massillon boy injured on the play, but he's getting up slowly now. The ball is out of bounds on the McKinley 31. On the 31-yard line, McKinley's football, 5 minutes 47 seconds left to go on the ball game. 21-7, Ohio State wins over Michigan. A tremendous season for the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Lorch is the boy who is injured. He's being helped by the managers on the far side. Wisconsin 7, Minnesota nothing at the end of the first period. Indiana 7, Purdue 6 at halftime. Northwestern 13, Illinois 7 at halftime. Michigan State 20, Marquette 3 at halftime. Oklahoma and Nebraska tied 7-7 at the end of the first period. Penn State 13, Pittsburgh nothing in the third period. Grimsley is in now for the Bulldogs at right half. Grimsley goes in at right half for the Bulldogs. Prasker Jackson in the blocking back post. He's been running that spot all this ball game in place of the injured Jim Dreher, who was out in the first few moments. There is a handoff to Grimsley, a left-handed pass upfield, which is well over the head of its intended receiver, Bob Ernie Sheeler, and it's intercepted by Floyd. Ernie Sheeler, in going down, grabbed Floyd and brought him down right on the midfield stripe. So it's Massillon's ball again. Massillon's ball again. Jim Dreher, who has been the blocking back all season for the Bulldogs, was injured in the first quarter of this ball game, and Prasker Jackson has run from that spot the whole way. And that's something that Coach Watts hasn't had to put up with all season, since Dreher has been a strong boy all the way for him and has had no replacement. That, of course, hurts the McKinley offense, no doubt. All right, Crescent's calling the play from the quarterback spot. Crescent goes back, gives off to Floyd. Floyd over right tackle. Goes to the 35. He's still moving to the 45, correction, and down to the 42. Floyd, never quitting in there, goes to the 42-yard line. It's second down for the Tigers. Second down and 2 to go. Houston's now in for Lorch at right end for Massillon. Houston for Lorch at right end. Crowd leaving. 5 minutes and 9 seconds left to go on the ball game. McKinley trying to hold this Massillon team, a thing they seem to be doing all this ball game, as Massillon has held possession of the football most of the way. Ernie Sheeler is hurt on the play, and Coach Wade Watts is coming in to check his left end. The doctor for the Bulldogs is also coming in. It is not, it's Gerald Patrick who is injured, not Ernie Sheeler. Gerald Patrick has been injured repeatedly this season. He was in an automobile accident and for a while wasn't expected to play anymore. While we had this time out, here's Bob Koenig. He's okay. Gerald Patrick is back into the ball game. Gets a nice hand from the fans. Coach Watts and the doctor leave. Massillon's on the move. Second down and 2 on the McKinney 42. Dave Canary split wide about 15 yards to the left. From his left-hand spot, Floyd is wide to the right. There's a handoff in the draw play to Bokel. He's down over the 40. He gets the first down to the McKinley 38. Stopped there by Ronnie Perdue and Reuben Bell. Bokel carries to the McKinley 38-yard line. 4 minutes, 57 seconds left to go on the ball game. 17 first downs for this Massillon team, which has held possession of the football most of the way in this ball game. They have 17 first downs. McKinley has 3. The score, Massillon 26, McKinley 6. Tremendous edge here at this point, this late in the ball game for Massillon. Bob Williams, the left end, split wide about 10 yards, and Yoder, the right half, is on the flank. There's a handoff to Floyd, the left half. He stopped, but he gains down over the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Floyd carries to the 34. Ronald Jack and Gerald Patrick makes the tackle on the play. Second down coming up for McKinley on the 34-yard line. Second down and 6. Massillon huddling on the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs. Over the ball goes Tom Spicer. Time is called now by the officials to inform the bench that there are 4 minutes left. Both coaches informed 4 minutes left to go in the ball game. Canary is out wide about 15 yards to the left again from his left end spot. Otherwise, the Massillon team is in a tight T formation. McKinley in a 5-3. And there's a handoff to Bokel, the fullback. Bokel carries over the 35, is dropped on the 33. Bokel stopped by Clausen and Bell on the McKinley 33. 3 minutes 37 seconds left. Third down and 5 to go. Princeton leads Dartmouth 17-7 at the end of the third quarter. Syracuse leads Fordham 20-0 at the end of the third quarter. Over the football goes Spicer for Massillon. Floyd, the left half's out wide on the flank about 3 yards. Preston waiting on the football. He gets it. He gives it to Floyd. Floyd on a crossbuck over the right side. Moves to the 30-yard line. Floyd goes from his flank position to the 30. Chuck Clausen hits him there along with Reuben Bell and makes the stop. So it's 4th down and 2 now on the McKinley 30-yard line. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to go. 26-6, Massillon way out in front. Scoring 6 points in the second period. They scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter and 1 in the fourth. McKinley got its 1 touchdown in the fourth period. Preston waiting on the football in that T quarterback position. He gives it on the pitch out to Yoder. Yoder trying to sweep the end is being brought down for a loss on the play on the 31-yard line. Yoder stopped on the 31 by the defensive man over there, who was Ronald Jack. Ronald Jack wouldn't commit himself, doing a nice job there defensively on Yoder. So it's McKinley's football, 1st and 10 on their own 31, with just 2 minutes and 21 seconds left to go. 2 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the ball game. 26-6 the score, Massillon. The Bulldogs would like to make this score a little more respectable. Moving out over the ball is Ronnie Perdue. Braska Jackson in the blocking back post, as he has been almost all the way. Goodrich takes the ball in the tail, heads up the far sidelines and is knocked out of bounds on the 37 or 38-yard line by Bob Coughlin. Coughlin knocks him out of bounds on the 38. Goodrich sweeping the end to the 38-yard line for a gain of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 to go. 2nd and 3 to go on the 38. Wind is getting a bit brisk up here. We're on top of the roof on the Massillon side of this fine big stadium here at Tiger Stadium. Beautiful view in this football game. Goodrich in the tail, fades back to throw. He's looking for a receiver, a nice block throw. He gets plenty of time to throw, and there's an interference penalty called on Massillon. Holding his arms was Tom Stevens. Garman was up there on the 45, and Stevens was behind him holding his arms. Garman was trying to get him up. So there's interference on Massillon, and McKinley's football 1st and 10 on the Massillon 45. 1 minute 58 seconds left to go. We were amused that the official who was calling the play, he couldn't get his flag out. He was trying to get it out and just couldn't get it. All right, over the ball goes Ronnie Perdue, single wing strong to the right. This is the 59th renewal of this age-old struggle. Goodrich going far to the right, and now it's Carnahan trying to sweep to the left. He's down to the 45, he's down to the 40, and he is knocked out of bounds on the, and there is action here on the sideline. Run out of bounds on the 38-yard line, and Big Herm Jackson come over here, said something to the Massillon boys who hit Carnahan off after he had crossed the sideline. The officials quickly shoved the boys apart, and there was no fire. So it's 1st and 10. Correction, it's on the 38, 2nd down for the McKinney Bulldogs. On the Massillon 38, we have 1 minute 48 seconds left to go. 2nd down and about 3. Single wing strong to the right, Goodrich in the tail. Goodrich gets the football. He's going to throw. He's running far to the right. He's looking for a receiver. He throws one, and it is intercepted by Massillon. Big Herm Jackson had the ball in his hands, dropped it out, and it was picked up in midair by Coughlin. on the 28-yard line. Conklin intercepted, and it's Massillon's football with 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go. That's Massillon's 4th interception, by the way, and that has been a big factor, too, in this ball game. McKinley has been unable to get its receivers to hold on to that football or even get the football in good position. There, Conklin is getting up. He was injured when he was hit after taking that pass. The ball is on the 28-yard line of Massillon in possession of the Tigers. Coach Tom Harp was in to check this boy. Now he gets a nice hand as he comes out. He seems to be okay. 26-6 the score. Massillon way out in front. McKinley's passing attack backfiring repeatedly as they try to move this football down into Massillon territory. These big ends for McKinley haven't been the answer here today, at least. Preston's calling the play for the Tigers. McKinley in a 5-2-4 defensive alignment. Preston gives to Floyd. Floyd sweeping the end. Floyd coming down to the 30. He is brought down on the 34-yard line. He was hit amidships on the 32, but he fell forward to the 34. Stopped there by Purdue for one. Thatch for another. And the football is on the 34, second down and about 4 to go. 1 minute, 6 seconds left to go. The stands are just about a third emptied. Coming out of the ball game now comes Yoder for Massillon at right half. In goes Andy Stavroff to run from this position as Coach Tom Harp puts some of his other boys in there to give them some action here against the Bulldogs. Preston's calling the play. He gets the football, gives it to Stavroff on a sweep of left end. Stavroff is brought down hard by Ronald Jack, and maybe Coach Watts should have had Jack in this ball game a bit earlier because he's been not taken out on plays. Ronald Jack makes the tackle over there on the 34-yard strike. So it's 18 seconds left to go on the ball game. Horace Harris has been playing that defensive right end spot through most of the ball game. Ronald Jack, since he's been in there, has been seemingly doing a smart job of it. Time running out. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. There's the football game, and they ride Tom Harp, the Massillon Tiger coach, out on the field, and these fans rush out for the Massillon team. The McKinley and Massillon boys are shaking hands. The final score is 26-6, and Massillon maintains its domination over the Bulldogs and undoubtedly takes another state championship. Here's Bob Craddock.
This microphone for football this season for Ashland, Oil, and Avalon. But for the wrap-up on today's very exciting, thrilling, and colorful football game, back to Jim Muzzy. Jim?
All right, Bob. The Massillon Tigers dominated this ball game as they have since 1949. They roll up a total of 17 first downs to the McKinley Bulldogs 4. They scored a total of 4 touchdowns and 2 extra points today. The Bulldogs scored 1 touchdown. Here's the scoring in this ball game. Jerry Yoder scored for Massillon late in the first half when he went over from 1 foot out, hitting over right tackle and going to the outside. The extra point try for Morrow was not good, and the score was Massillon 6-0 at halftime. In the third period, Massillon scored the first time it got its hands on the ball. As Floyd went over left tackle from 28 yards away. Morrow's kick was good and Massillon led 13-0. Floyd again scored for Massillon late in the third quarter when he swept in from the 13-yard line. Morrow again kicked the point, and Massillon had a dominant 20-0 lead. In the fourth quarter, McKinley in the early moments got back into the ball game when Goodrich threw a pass to Herm Jackson, the McKinley right end, from 14 yards away into the end zone. The kick was blocked by Massillon, and the score at that point was 20-6. It looked for a moment as if McKinley could make a real good ball game out of it. But Massillon came right back on a short pass from quarterback Preston to Bob Williams from the McKinley 4-yard line after a drive downfield, which made the score 26-6. to 6. As Morrow's kick was not good when the ball rolled back to James, who was putting it down. James ran the ball, or tried to run the ball in, and he was tackled for a loss on the play. The final score again, 26-6. The matter of passes attempted, the Bulldogs tried 15 and completed 3, had 4 intercepted. Massillon tried 7, completed 1, had none intercepted. So the Bulldogs again have failed to dent this tremendous Massillon record. They have now lost 29 of these games in this long series, 125, and 5 have ended in ties. Massillon Tigers today won the state football championship of Ohio, we feel very sure. The Associated Press poll will come out about Tuesday, and we think the Massillon Tigers will be there. They certainly deserve to be. They played a whale of a football game all the way. Well, that about winds things up for the 1954 grid season. This is Jim Muzzy saying it has been a pleasure indeed bringing you these football games for our sponsors,